All right, so the other day it was brought to my attention by one of your classmates a very interesting observation that he had. And he said that he felt like the author just left out some parts of the book. And I know some of you guys have been feeling that way because you brought it to my attention. And you think that the author has been tricking you, but I promise the author has not been tricking you. It's this thing that the author wants you to do. They want you to read in between the lines, and they want you to take initiative of the book that you're reading and read in between the lines, look at the picture. I promise it's not a trick. So today, in order for us to learn how to read in between the lines, we're going to learn a new comprehension strategy. And you remember those strategies that we've been learning the past couple weeks? The ones that really make you think about what you've been reading? Well, this is a new comprehension strategy, and it's called making inferences. So Today, I'm going to teach you how to make an inference and how to read in between the lines. And that way you can use that new reading strategy in your reading today. So, like I said, sometimes we read books and the author wants us to read in between the lines instead of actually telling us what's going on in the story. And sometimes that can be really frustrating for us. But the author wants us to be able to put on our thinking caps and make our own inferences about the story. So today, we're going to put that into practice with a new book. And we haven't read this book before, but I think it'll be perfect for this making inferences. But what an inference is it's kind of like an author's whisper. They leave you hints all throughout the story, but they want you to make your own conclusions and come up with your own thoughts about it. So today we're going to practice that. Is everyone ready? All right, well today we're going to read this book called Visiting Day, and the author is Jacqueline Woodson, and the illustrator is James E. Ransom. Just looking at the cover, does anyone have any inferences? I know I have an inference. I think that because the picture on the book, they look so happy that it's going to be a joyous celebration when maybe the little girl, maybe this is her dad, maybe they're going to visit each other and it's going to be really happy. So let's read the book and find out. Only on visiting day is there chicken frying in the kitchen at 6 a.m. and Grandma humming soft and low, smiling her secret, just for Daddy and me smile. And me lying in bed, smiling, just for my grandma and Daddy smile. And maybe Daddy is already up, brushing his teeth, combing his hair back, and saying, yeah, that pretty little girl of mine is coming today, with all the men around him looking on jealous-like, because they wish they had a little girl of their own coming. Only on visiting day does Mrs. Tate come over when the sky is still pink, heavy with presents for her son, Thomas, saying, please, can you take these with you? And Grandma taking the presents from Mrs. Tate's arm. And shooting me a look that says, you better not make a sound about Mrs. Tate not having money to take the bus up there to see her only son. And I sit quiet, respectful. Only on visiting day do I stand patiently at the bus stop, holding tight to Grandma's hand until everybody's inside. And we're all passing around fried chicken, cornbread, and thick slices of sweet potato pie until we think we're gonna pop. But instead, I go to sleep and don't wake up again until the bus pulls up in front of the big old building where, as Grandma puts it, Daddy is doing the little time. And only on visiting day do I get to tell Daddy everything that has happened over the month, while I sit in his lap and he pulls at my braids, smiling his big, me and Grandma had been gone forever smile, and laughing his big laugh, showing me and Grandma off to his friends, pressing peppermints into my hand and kisses against Grandma's cheek. Grandma says it's not forever going to be like this. She says one day we'll be able to wake up and have Daddy right there in our house again, And we won't have to take long bus rides once a month and walk home from the bus stop hand in hand, feeling a little sad, already starting to miss Daddy. Grandma says all it takes is time, a little time. And while we're holding out, waiting for Daddy to come home and we count our blessings, we love each other up, and we make biscuits and cakes and pretty pictures to send to Daddy. And in the early evening, if it's a little chilly outside, we can sit out back, bundled up in our blankets, and make each other laugh as we make big plans for when Daddy comes home again. All right, so what I'm going to have you do now that we learned how to make inferences and after reading this book is I'm going to have you guys partner up. So with the person next to each other, I want you to talk about the book and inferences that you noticed or inferences that you made while I was reading the book. So think about the pictures that you saw, the words that you heard, and anything that can help you draw a conclusion about maybe where they were going, where they were, why this girl feels sad when she has to leave her dad. So why don't you, I'll give you a minute or two and you guys talk to your partner about inferences that you guys made. All right, so can anyone raise their hand and tell me what inferences you and your partner made? All right, very good. It seems like you guys really understood this new reading comprehension strategy. So maybe we can put it into practice as we go into our reading workshop time. Just so you don't forget, today we learned how to make inferences, and don't forget that an inference is just like reading in between the lines of a story so that we can pick up on certain details that maybe the author left out, but he or she wanted us to figure out on our own. So during this reading time, see if you can put the strategy to use. And let me know if you do, because I want to know what inferences you guys made along the way, because it's always cool when you guys make connections with the book that you're reading. So at this time, if you are wearing a blue shirt, go get your book from the library and take it back to your reading nook spot and begin reading. And if you're wearing red, you may go do that. And if you're wearing green, you can go do that. And just see if you guys can try and pick up and make any inferences throughout your reading time.